If you're struggling to hit the center of the face with your driver, by the end of this video, you're gonna know why traditional drivers are the most difficult to hit. You're gonna have a setup change that you can make that can help you actually find the sweet spot, and I'm gonna show you a head movement that one of the all-time great drivers of the golf ball did that I think could probably help you out as well. We know this, that drivers, traditional drivers, of course, are the longest clubs in the bag. They also have the least amount of loft on them, and they have a very stiff shaft. Now those three combinations, longer, less loft, stiff shaft, make it more difficult to take this club right here and find the center of the face. What I would suggest to you is a couple things. Number one is make sure that you have a drive that has a lot of loft on it. Make sure that the shaft you have, it's better for it to maybe be a little bit too flexible than too stiff, and you might even go ahead and choke down on it just a little bit. Now, so I also, in the Maxvert 2, when we designed this golf club, of course, for the average golfer, the experienced golfer, we made it with more loft, 10.5 degrees. We made it a little bit shorter, okay, along with some other technology to make it easier to find the center of the face. If you're not finding the center of the face with your driver, it's just simply because it's a hard club to find the center of the face. The second thing is, what can we do in the setup to help us find the sweet spot? Well, we stole this one from one of the all-time greats, all right? And there's two golfers that I think of when I think of this move, and if you know that, go ahead and put it in the chat. But what they did is when they addressed the golf ball, they just kind of had the club basically hovering off the ground like so. So see how I've got the club just hovering off the ground versus having it rest on the ground. Now, two things happen when we do that. Number one is we have to bear the weight of the club. When the club is just sitting on the ground, I'm not holding it, I'm not holding the weight of it. The ground is. But when I have it off the ground like I do here, now my hands are holding the weight of the club. Now the benefit to that is that when you have weight in your hands, it makes it easier to have a nice low takeaway. When the club is on the ground, we tend to snatch it away real quick and get jerky. The second benefit of hovering the club, other than the all-time greats did it, is that when you hit the driver, it's the only club in the bag where you actually want to hit slightly up on the golf ball because the ball's on a tee, right? When you hit a 7-iron, the ball's on the ground, you want to hit slightly down on it. When you hit a driver, it's on a tee, you want to hit slightly up on it. By taking the club and just having it hover, it sets your mind in a spot where you're going to swing through and up on the golf ball. The third thing, before I get to that, Nick, give him a thumbs up. I got my main man, Nick, behind the camera. Nick gave us a thumbs up. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, all right? And also be sure to subscribe to our channel and check us out at vlscoaching.com. We got great stuff there to help you play better golf. Third thing that I wanted to share with you is this head movement. One of the worst bits of advice we get in golf is to keep your head down. All right, and I'm thinking of an LPGA player right here who had a very distinct movement with the head when she came through the golf ball, that her head actually rotated this way. Why would she do that? Well, I don't know. I didn't coach this particular person, but here's what I will tell you, is that when the head moves this way, all right, that allows you to continue to rotate and get into your finish. Let me just give you an example. If I make a swing and I keep my head down and looking at the ball, okay, that's about as far as I can rotate. But if I let my head go, now it's easier for me to rotate into my finish position. Let me go ahead and hit a shot right here. So here we are. I'm sitting there. I've got it hovered a little bit, and I'm going to let that head rotate. Then I'm going to show you how the head rotates, because there's a couple distinct differences here. So here we go. I've got the hover. Okay, wow. I hope you got that one, Nick. Did you get that one? Because that was the center of the face, my friend. All right. But you could see how my head rotates. When the head rotates, that allows you to continue rotating. And if you don't have a lot of flexibility, like I don't, like I used to, that's going to make that easier. When you rotate the head, make sure that the head, watch this is important, the head rotates this way. See how my eyes are at a little bit of an angle versus this way. I'm not promoting that you stand up in the golf shot. Didn't say that. I said let your head rotate this way down the line so that you can rotate your body. And if you do that, it's going to allow you to get into that finished position. Now that we got you hitting the center of the face with your driver, check out my next video. And if you want to personally work with me and our team on your golf game, check out vlscoaching.com.